Hey, what's up, guys? Here in another episode of Eli and Mike in the beautiful city of Beverly Hills. All right, guys, let me introduce you to somebody amazing. She's right next to me. She's been in Next Level Chef season 4. So you guys, this is a Next Level Chef season 4. So it's already out and she does some amazing dishes. I want to introduce you, Natalia Joy, here with us today.
Loves it.
Hi, how are you guys?
Amazing. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, I'm
So
honored.
We're honored as well.
I mean, anything that has to do with food, and obviously you're a very beautiful chef, by the way. Which I'm not to talk any smash about chefs, but you're a very beautiful chef. So. And it's not common, at least I think. I don't know, but I mean, there's just the kitchen's a lot going on in it, you know.
Right.
But
It's a very rough space.
It is a very rough space.
Oh my god.
But I think by watching the season, you've done such an amazing job.
Did you guys actually watch the season?
I watched 2 of it.
Okay.
Two of the actual.
Okay.
Yeah. So
we
thought
have to
you
catch up.
Yeah, we have to catch up. But I think you did an amazing job, and I feel like, you know, obviously you're working with Gordon Ramsay. First of all, let's back into Gordon Ramsay. How is it working with Gordon Ramsay?
Gordon Ramsay is like a joy. Like
Really?
I have only positive things to say.
Wow.
It was interesting because I was getting a lot of comments on my Instagram saying like, how can you compare yourself to the other contestants in like Hell's Kitchen?
Yes.
Because they're real professionals and that's why Gordon was a lot more strict with them, and for you guys it was more mentoring. And I'm like, that's incorrect. Like there are professional chefs on my show, and even though I'm a home chef, like I'm like, it's acting. Like, don't like sit there and say that you know everything and that he was just really easy on you.
Right.
Like when it wasn't. Like that was one of the most intense, like pressure-filled things.
Wow.
And like you feel it.
Yes.
And there are times that he gets like, you know, outraged and everything.
Right,
but overall, he's a very positive person, and I don't think he was ever truly mean to anyone. Like nothing but good things. Even to like the cast, to the producers, to the writers, all the editors. He's like such a sweetheart to everyone.
We actually know a couple of different people that know Gordon Ramsay, and honestly everyone basically explains him exactly like you just said. So, you know, it definitely shows that he's like an amazing person.
He really
you know.
is, yeah.
He features on TV like if he's just this I
think it's a persona. I think in his youth, like people were just like flabbergasted that someone can be speaking this way.
Right.
But that sometimes is how kitchens are ran. Like they're cussing at each other. There's so much pressure. So it's entertaining to watch, but you guys forget that this is television.
Exactly.
It's for entertainment purposes.
It's
So
obviously scripted. Some of it's scripted.
some of it is scripted and it's exaggerated, but like everything that we did as far as cooking was real. The
Amazing.
times were real. The time that we had to figure out what to make was real. Everything was real.
So like when you're on these cooking shows, which we're obsessed with.
Yes.
And,
I can eat right now. I just like you love to eat.
Right.
We'll do it all day. Everybody knows.
Right.
Yes.
Eli loves eating. And so when you're on these cooking shows and the time's like about to run out, because that's always my favorite part.
At
Like
the end,
it's like
the
30
countdown.
seconds. Yeah, the
30
countdown.
seconds to play.
like,
Get it on
no.
the play right now.
Like, are you actually feeling that pressure and it's you're literally like, okay, if I don't finish this right now, like I'm done.
So I think I had like pretty great dishes the entire time that I was there. I think the only time that I was actually really nervous was when I did my tamales in under 30 minutes.
Yeah, can we talk about that? Yeah, we have to.
So you make tamales in under 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Please explain.
And
like viral for
okay,
this.
and then here we buy the masa, right? From like Amapola,
true.
whatever,
Yes,
Northgate.
yes, exactly.
We buy the masa already. No,
Prepare,
over there I
prepare.
had to make it. I had to make it with like the flour, masa flour, like the water, the aceite.
flavor.
I don't know. It was a steam challenge, and I was like, Mexicans don't steam food. Like, what am I gonna steam?
Right.
And I had gotten ground lamb. You can't steam ground lamb. And so I decided to go above and beyond. And I was like, if this is gonna send me home, F it. Like, I'm gonna go out with a bang.
Wow.
Like, cause tamales, you know, it's such a sacred thing in our culture.
It is.
So I did them, and then they were raw, and I had to torch the shit out of it. I was like, I don't care what goes on in this. Like, I'm gonna, like, you have to pivot so quickly. And think, and I was like, I torched it, and then it ended up working. And
no way, like it actually cooked it.
It actually cooked, yeah, because
wow.
it still cooks even if it's sitting on the plate. Like after a while,
Oh,
like
right.
you know, that's why a lot of tamales se sobrecocen because they've oversteamed them.
Yeah.
So that was the only time that I was extremely nervous, like sick to my stomach.
Oh my
But
God.
other than that, I think that I was very organized. That I kind of just I'm really good working under pressure, and I can
Nice.
I don't like freak out. I'm just
Mhm.
kind of like, okay, next thing. I mean, I grew up with brothers, like, and my
Okay.
mom's yelling, so it's like
Oh,
on to the next.
yeah.
You got to figure it out. You can't be in shock. You can't
Mhm.
freeze. Like, you have to always be like on your survival instincts.
Yes.
So I think that helped me a lot on the show.
How did that? So let's talk about your survival instinct. So you
Yes.
say you have brothers.
I have 3 brothers.
You have 3 brothers.
Yeah.
Younger than you or older?
2 younger, 1 older. But my mom had 3 kids back to back, and I'm the only girl.
Okay.
And so when I mean like survival instincts, I mean like I grew up extremely poor. My mom had to work, my parents worked, and so I had to kind of take over for my family and take the load off of her.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I feel like I've always just kind of done things for
Yes.
everyone. So it's kind of naturally happens.
Got it.
Yeah.
And where did you grow up?
I grew up in Maywood, California.
Okay.
So the outskirts of LA.
There you go. Yes.
And then I
Los
moved to-
Angeles County.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I moved to Long Beach as a teenager.
Oh,
So those
wow.
are like my 2 cities.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's definitely different from, I mean, we're obviously in Beverly Hills now, but you've really like done so much for yourself. Because I mean, you look extremely young. I think you're still a teenager.
Yeah, we don't know your age.
No, I'm about
Sure
to
know
be
your age.
30, guys.
Oh my God, we look so
I mean, that's like
good.
today's teenager now, right? With the way we take care of our bodies, the way we eat now,
Yes.
it's a change.
Your
Like,
body
right,
is a
right.
temple.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly. You
but
know,
you've done so much for yourself. So let's backtrack a little bit. I
Yes.
want to know more about the OG Natalia.
Yes.
So,
Ask away.
so
from
going-
Maywood, right?
From Maywood, right?
From Maywood.
So growing up in Maywood, obviously you did indicate that you grew up poor.
Mhm.
Let's break that down. So you had a full family. Both your parents were working.
Mhm. Both my parents were working. My mom, in the beginning, she wasn't working. She was a stay-at-home mom.
Mhm.
But, I didn't understand how difficult it is to raise children
Yes.
until I had my own.
Oh,
Because I have a daughter.
Oh
I
my
don't know if you guys
gosh,
know
I
that.
didn't know that. Oh my
That
gosh.
means you had
Huge
food.
news.
No,
Oh
no,
my
I am a
God.
mom. I have a daughter. She's 6 years old.
Oh my God.
Yes, I just don't broadcast her all over the
Okay,
internet.
okay,
I
of
think it's
course.
important, to keep your kids as innocent as possible.
Mhm.
And like social media just has ruined it a lot. And also when you
Yes.
put stuff on social media, you're opening up like the realms of people to criticize you
Right.
and criticize your content.
Yes.
And so the one thing that I will not allow is like people
Mhm.
to criticize me as
Your
a
baby.
mom.
Yes.
Me like with my daughter,
Right.
her looks, like
Yes.
that was a super hard boundary that I put on myself. And I was like,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
You can take me all day long, but
Right.
people on the internet are very harsh. So
Oh, they are. And you know
Yes,
that people
definitely.
are going to be harsh at anything, no matter what
Yeah,
you do.
yeah.
And we talk about that all the
Mhm.
time because we're always doing these podcasts.
Yeah.
We're doing this fashion stuff in the street,
Yeah.
just like you're doing your cooking.
Yeah.
Someone's going to say something bad.
negative.
And it's
Always.
just
Yes.
natural for people to be
Yeah.
like that. You just have to know how to protect yourself.
Yeah.
We actually also don't post our kids. We have a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old son.
Mhm.
So
What?
we're not supposed to
Yes,
see that.
yes.
They just choose not. They're saying they're like, oh,
Right.
I don't want to be on social
Wait,
media.
how old are you
Yeah.
guys?
We're old.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I was like, should we?
Tell me your
Oh
age.
my God,
Ellie's
okay.
been good. Ellie's been good.
I'm 34.
Yeah.
You're so young.
God bless.
I like
God
it.
bless.
Yeah.
Shut up. No, you're not.
Yeah.
You look so good.
Right.
I think the drain is energy.
Right. I'm like
taking
You
it.
melting
sucked
away.
him up like a
I'm like
vampire.
melting away.
I swear, if you would have asked me, I would have been like, yeah, he's 32.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I swear.
No, and I think
friend. I love you.
right, and I think that's why we didn't ask think that you had a baby a baby girl right?
Yeah.
Because you look like you're 20, so I'm like, what the heck? Like, oh my
It's the
God.
Botox.
Okay, girl, you know, right?
Beverly Hills guys are both like
You know,
It's everywhere.
we love it. We love it. Okay, send us to a doctor because we need it. But also, it's probably the food that you're cooking and putting
Yeah.
in your body. Like
Yeah,
you said,
yeah.
your body's a temple.
Yeah.
And when you're cooking for yourself, I believe it's always so much more better than
A
going
lot of Whole
out.
Foods.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
I've noticed a lot that people eat out so much.
Yes.
The art of cooking has died. Like
Yeah.
everything is so fast paced, and then
Yes.
we forget what the real purpose in life is, right?
Mhm.
Like to slow down and appreciate the
Right.
moments with like
I
your
love
loved
that.
ones, and
Yes.
have like a dinner that you
Mhm.
cooked, like in your
Right.
household, and
Yes.
like I think I really strive for slow mornings and slow
Oh,
days
I
and
love
just
this.
like relax. And obviously
Wow.
everyone has to work, but
Mhm.
always prioritize that as well
Yes.
instead of always being go all the
I
time.
love that. Me and Eli have been talking about that recently because we have so many different things going on, but
Yeah.
at the same time, we're like, hey, like we actually really need to learn how to slow it down,
Yeah.
enjoy life.
Yeah.
Like it's hard for us to do that. But
yeah, like enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Mhm.
What is the point of working so hard if you're not
Yes.
going to take a day off and really
Right.
just like phone free and
Right.
just be in the
Oh my
moment.
gosh, I
Yeah.
love
I couldn't
this.
agree more. So,
Yeah.
so going back more further, so you obviously are a chef now. What changed maybe from the beginning? Because did you always want to be a chef when you were a child or a teenager, or what happened?
I really didn't know. I didn't know that I wanted to be a chef. I was a waitress for many years and I worked in kitchens.
Mhm.
And from a business standpoint, chefs are owned by investors if they have a restaurant,
Mhm.
unless you put up all the money for your own restaurant, which is extremely difficult to
Yes,
do. And the
yes.
success rates for restaurants is not the greatest.
Mhm. Right.
It's the type of business that loses the most amount of money.
Uh-huh.
And so I saw that when I was in my early 20s. I saw that the creativity they had, but it wasn't their restaurant. And they
Mhm.
still had to follow other people's protocols or
Right.
their wants and their desires. And
Yes.
the menu's always changing and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So I didn't want that for myself. I was like, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of pressure working in restaurants.
Mhm.
And people are always unsatisfied.
Right.
So
Okay.
I don't
yes.
know. I think there's something really beautiful about like a truck or like a
Mhm.
pop-up or,
Uh-huh.
just seeing it for what it is, people trying your food,
Yeah.
but constantly like a whole
All the
restaurant,
time.
I don't see for myself.
Yes.
We
Yes.
definitely go to a lot of places to eat.
We're
and-
foodies for sure.
I appreciate the people that own restaurants and I
Uh-huh.
appreciate
Yeah.
amazing restaurants.
Yes.
Like,
Of course.
Yes.
And we've been to a few where actually, believe it or not, we make acquaintances and friends very easy. So when we sit in these restaurants, the main person who either is a sub manager or somebody runs into us and we talk to them and they're telling us everything, their experiences of the hardship of running a restaurant.
they're working 12-hour days.
Yeah.
You're dedicated 12, 14, 16-hour days.
Right.
you know?
Right.
And it's not a lot of profit.
Yeah.
So being that, have you thought about running your own restaurant or are you, where are you at?
Career-wise, owning a restaurant is never something that I wanted to do. Owning a cafe
Okay.
is something that I like.
Love this.
Okay,
love
like
this.
we can be
Okay.
chilling in a little apron.
There you
I serve
go.
you some coffee,
Yes.
some panecitos, some
Okay,
bocadillos.
yeah,
then
love
you'll
it.
serve us some.
Of course.
Let's go.
Of
I'm
course.
excited.
I would be
Right.
there. I
Chef-
would be
Chef
like
Natalia.
overseeing, making sure the
Oh my
lattes are
God.
being done
Right.
right. Because I love coffee.
Mhm.
I love matcha. I
Mhm.
love pan.
Same.
Like,
Same.
yeah.
Literally.
Everybody knows I love pan.
He is obsessed, and every time we go to like a Mexican market or something, he
Yeah.
has
Like
to
un
get it.
panecito for the road.
Right.
Yeah. So
Where you
We
love
love
Japan, you love the pan that they have over
Oh,
there. Then you get like
God.
fresh right out of a
I'm
little
so
bakery.
excited.
Hey,
It's
okay.
gonna be so airy.
It
just like-
really is.
it's
Oh
super
my
airy.
god. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Like brioche.
You know.
But yeah, that's one of my goals. I guess if I have a 5-year goal, it would be
Yes.
opening up a cafe.
Amazing.
I think pop-ups are
Mhm.
really cool. I've done pop-ups with my friend Nikita, who's like massive in the catering
Love
industry.
it. Okay.
And it was very successful and we
Mhm.
had a lot of fun doing it. So
Love it.
I think from time to time, just kind of being like, we're having a pop-up twice a year. It
Yeah.
brings like a little bit of excitement.
That's fun.
And you can really zone in on the creativity
Mhm.
and then make a profit there if you really
Right.
want to.
Right.
And then recipe books.
Mhm.
But more so than anything, it's probably having a platform
Right.
to teach people how to cook.
I
I always
love
say, like,
that.
yes, I'm a chef, but I'm more of a teacher.
Oh yeah.
Because I want you to learn.
Right.
like,
right.
The benefit I already have of being a
Mhm.
chef, but I
Mhm.
want you to learn how to do it too.
That is so
Love that.
epic.
Yeah.
That
So,
is
so I noticed on your social media, which by the way, you're almost at 400,000 followers just on Instagram. And I'm
Yes.
sure you have more on other
Yes.
platforms.
Yes, thank
You do have a crowd of people that follow you. You call them nutties. Is that what it is? Nutties?
No, pookies.
Pookies.
I call them
Cookies.
pookies.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So being that they're more exclusive, do you give them anything in addition to the general public? Like, do you give them like hints or secrets or advice?
Secret recipes, maybe.
Or maybe ways of when they can find you to get little autographs.
I always publicize if I'm gonna be somewhere, but I also respond to a lot of DMs. So
Love that.
everything on my Instagram I run. And so if you do need help with something or you miss something that I posted or you want to know something, I will most likely respond to you.
Love it.
And if I can't and I see like a lot of messages coming through,
Mhm.
then I'll repost a story.
Yeah.
I also have subscriptions.
Mhm.
So it's for people that really need an in-depth, like 10, 12, 15-minute tutorial.
That's
Because
awesome.
normally the way content is now is our attention span is so short. A lot of
Mhm.
people they're done.
Within 3
Yeah,
seconds.
so
yes.
you have to keep it very short and
Right.
to really learn how to do a recipe. like you can't do in a
30
minute.
hour
Yeah.
or an hour.
Well, you have a friend that she's from Italy, right?
Yeah.
And she hosts I think it's like a cooking class.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's always like hosting random, like everybody can sign up.
a virtual one or even in person.
Right.
Yeah. So if someone really wants to learn how to cook, or they have like a specific dish that I've made and they're like, Natalia, I'll hire you to come to my house and show me how to make this like dish, I'll be like, perfect, we can set it up and I'll do it in person with you and at your pace and give you all the tips and tricks. So
love this.
It's always fun.
You're truly multi-talented, honestly. Because I know, you know, most of our audience is probably going to see you as, you know, Chef Natalia, but you're an influencer, you're you know, you're a beauty queen. You're doing so many different things.
And you're on TV.
And also,
and I'm
like,
a mom.
oh my gosh, and a mom and a television star and all these different things. And, you know, it takes a lot because, you know, just being a chef alone takes so much preparation and what is going to be done, new recipes, keeping up with trends. But I really love your concept on how you are more of like an influencer teacher, even though, yes, you're a chef.
Yeah.
But the influencer teacher world that you're living in is so amazing because you could also monetize off this.
Yeah.
And
I'm very fortunate. Yeah. So like I do so much and sometimes it's overwhelming, but this is the life that I wanted.
That's so
and I'm
cool.
just so fortunate because not a lot of people can have this. A lot of people have normal 9-to-5s who they have kids and a husband that they have to tend to and stuff like that. So I can't complain.
That's
I really
amazing.
can't.
And you get to do what you want.
Yeah, it's what I truly love.
That's
it's what I truly love to do, as hard as it may be. Because a lot of people don't know content creating is very difficult. Yeah, and you guys know, and the editing, especially if you do everything yourself, the man hours that you put in. So you're like the creator, the director, the videographer, the editor, the talent. You're like everything.
Everything.
It can get exhausting, but you know, people look forward to seeing you.
Yes.
And you like brighten up people's day with your content. And I think that's just so amazing to see.
And correct me if I'm wrong, is cooking you know, trends and this type of world, isn't this one of the most viral reels or you know, trends that are going on right now, right?
A lot of people look on TikTok for recipes.
Right.
It's like so sensationalized. And it's also like $1 billion industry, right? Like the cooking industry, the products, like all that stuff. So it's a great industry to be in.
I mean, it makes sense because we're always looking on TikTok for like, all right, where can we go? What category can we hit?
Yeah, or like the new place to like what restaurant is open, what experience,
Or when the holidays come around, we're like, okay, holiday desserts.
How do you make the tamales? Like,
exactly.
Yeah, so it's super cool.
And then so for like chefs that are out there that are just
starting out,
or even just they're just in the chef world. Like maybe you can give them advice on maybe dabbling in the trends and the influencing world, because as you could tell, you as a person here today, we see that you're able to get into so many different worlds but still keep your chef world involved in all those worlds. So like, you know, was it like scary getting in this world? You know, you have, like you said, it's so much work. You have to set up a camera. You have the talent. You know, you have to edit it. If you crack an egg too many, you have to start all over.
Yeah, you gotta do it again. Yeah.
So like, how do you deal with all this for a new beginning chef?
I think the most important thing is, doesn't matter if you don't have any experience. It doesn't matter if you went to school. It doesn't matter if you don't know how to edit. Because I didn't go to school. I didn't go to culinary school.
Okay.
I didn't know how to edit. I record on my phone. There's no fancy cameras that I use.
Love this.
I think the most important thing is wanting it. It's just wanting it and stop making excuses. Because I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, for years. I used to tell like the people that I dated, like, oh, that had restaurants or had like carts. I'm like, you should do this flavor and this and this and that. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like giving all my secrets away. Like let me do it myself.
Right.
But overall, it's just being a people person.
Yes.
Having social skills.
Okay.
It's honestly the most important thing. If you can learn how to talk to people in a way where you can persuade them confidently, and even if you're not confident, fake it.
Right.
You know, in a way where it doesn't come off arrogant and someone can learn something from you.
Love that.
that's what's important, and
Okay.
everything else will follow.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm,
you'll learn how to edit.
Right.
Someone will come along that will want to help you,
Yes.
or you've done your research, and then this is where we are now. Because I've
Mhm.
only been doing this for 2 years.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah,
my
and
gosh, that's
and from
epic.
like the day that I posted to now, it's only been 2 years.
Wow. Oh my gosh. And you're getting calls from huge networks like Fox Television, which
Yeah.
is, you know, worldwide.
Like
It's fun.
national, like national, yeah.
Celebrities like Gordon Ramsay,
Yeah.
like they want
So
he
cool.
wants you to cook him 30-minute tamales. Like how cool is this?
He's insane.
And I think I heard that because most people, they have to go for an audition. These are like hundreds of people.
Yeah, so tens of thousands of people applied for this
Oh
show,
my god.
and I didn't apply.
What?
Someone reached out to me,
Oh my god.
and I thought it was a scam. I was like, "There's no way this is real.
Okay.
Like, there's no way."
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't have an agency, so no one to really like support me or
Mhm.
like guide me. And then we did an interview process, and they were like,
Okay.
"We love you."
No
and
way.
and it's all based off of your personality,
Wow.
right? Your people skills, your
This is
social
cool.
skills.
Oh my
That's
god.
what's important.
Yes.
That's what you should really learn, like how to master or
Mhm.
how to be better at
Love
to
this.
be successful in anything that's social media related.
I love that. You sound like a teacher. Like you sound like you're like
Right.
feels naturally a teacher, and you're
Yeah.
teaching me something.
Aw.
And I love that. You know, one thing I think a lot of people are confused about is they feel like when people are doing so much, it's a distraction. But like Mike said earlier, more like multi-talented.
Yeah.
Because when you can create a business in so many different ventures and
Yeah.
you can make it successful,
Yeah.
like your image is having an image is also a
It's
business.
about you,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
So
yes,
whatever
yes.
you do, you can have 4 businesses, but I'm like, you know what? It's Ali and Mike. I
Mhm.
trust them with my life.
Yes.
I'm gonna support them in whatever business ventures they have.
Love that.
So that's it. Definitely, I would say hone into
Mhm.
one that you're the most passionate about, become successful at it,
Mhm.
and then you can venture out to
Exactly.
the other ones.
Mhm.
Don't try to do too much at once because then you're gonna overwhelm yourself. But
Mhm.
I love that. So, and that's great concepts, guys, because she's already a teacher and she can train you guys how to be amazing chefs and influence as well. And not to mention, she's a mother. That's crazy.
Right. Oh
I mean,
my god.
so
many
that's a
different
job in itself.
that's
Like
a
being
job.
a mom alone.
Yes.
That is
So-
a job.
And are you? And I don't know if we can ask. Are you
Yeah.
a single mom or?
I'm a single mom, but
Okay.
I am in a relationship
Okay, there
with
you go.
someone else.
Okay.
Not my daughter's dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Love it. Love it.
But we have a great co-parenting relationship.
That's
So
great.
this is very important. This is
Yes.
a topic that I did want to discuss
Please.
to all my moms out
Yes,
there,
please,
all
please.
of my single moms out there, right? The one thing that I can advise you to try to have the life that you want for yourself is have the most amazing work ethic, right? So I'm very fortunate that I have, a co-parent person that supports my dreams and sees how hard I wanted this and how hard I work and says, you know what? Yes, like I will help you with our daughter. I will
Wonderful.
be there. I will be present because I believe in you. And that's
Wow.
all about respect. Obviously, we can't control how these men will be with
Right.
these women
Yes,
because
exactly.
there's a lot of single moms,
Uh-huh.
but hold your boundaries strong with these partners that you have and hope that just through your work ethic and how powerful that is, that they find it within themselves to support you in that.
Wow.
And I even asked him, I was like, why do you support me? Why?
Yes.
Because you could have been a shit person.
Right.
And I
right.
could have been with her 100% and
Yes.
had her with a babysitter, but you're present. He's very present.
Wow.
And he's like, because you work so hard and I can
Mhm.
see the little glow in your eyes when you
Wow.
do what you do.
Wow.
And the most important thing to me is that you're the best example for our daughter. And by doing what you're doing, you're the best example for her.
Wow.
So I help you for her. Not really
Wow.
specifically for
Yeah.
you,
Right.
but for her.
Yes.
But that's not something that we spoke about. It's not something
Mhm.
that I begged him to do.
Mhm,
It just
mhm.
came from doing what I love.
Wow.
That's a powerful statement
I have
because
the chills.
even my parents were hard workers that would work. I mean, not 9 to 5. I mean, 9 to 9 probably, and 2 jobs.
Mhm.
And we're exactly like that. Like that's why we do so many different things.
Yeah.
We're passionate and great at real estate and mortgage. That's our main baby. But everything else we do, like the social media, the community giving, working on this podcast, meeting great collaborators and people like yourself. These are our passions. Now we're doing things we enjoy
Yeah.
because real estate and mortgage, let's be real, it's not the most entertaining
No.
because it's money.
It's a boring business, but
Yes,
it's a good
yes,
business.
yes. Right, right.
And a very
Yes.
necessary
It's
business.
a necessary business.
Right, right.
But everything else is also a business that we actually really enjoy doing. But I actually feel like you enjoy being a chef, right? Like, isn't that your passion? You
Yeah.
enjoy cooking.
I enjoy it. I think that's one of my biggest love languages. Like
Mhm.
if I'm in the kitchen and I make something for you and I can see your beautiful
Aw,
face
that's
eating
so
it.
great.
And
I
I'll be
feel
like,
that.
tell me, do you like it?
Yes,
And
right,
then,
right.
you know, and then you also get the experience like, oh my gosh, Natalia, I've never had something like this. Like I open up your eyes to the culinary world, something you've never
Yes.
had before.
Mhm.
I think it's so pleasurable.
That's so great. What is one of your most difficult dishes that you have ever made?
Difficult?
Yes. Being a professional chef.
Oh my god. I don't know. I think any like traditional Mexican dish is difficult within
Right.
itself.
Yes, yes.
Like birria, people can get
Okay.
wrong.
Mhm.
Any tatemados are wrong. Like they can get
Mhm.
wrong. Tamales are hard.
Right.
You know,
That's
'cause-
why I don't know how you did 30-minute tamales, but tamales.
yeah, like the very, very traditional dishes. Because
Yes.
if you had that in Mexico once,
Mhm.
there's no way that you're gonna want it any other way.
Right.
You know? So
Kind of like mole, like it has like
mole.
how many different ingredients?
Mole has so many ingredients to make this one sauce.
Yes.
Mole is one of the hardest sauces to
Mhm,
make.
mhm, mhm.
And it all comes down to, but see, I learned through the grandmas and the tias and the moms, so shout out to them.
Amazing. Shout out. We love you.
Because they are the true like culinary experts,
Yeah.
and nobody ever taught them. They
Right.
didn't go to school.
You know,
and
they were
and
troubleshooting.
look how like,
the flavors.
yeah,
and-
like look how intricate this
Mhm.
recipe is. Like
Yes.
who on earth would have thought to moler 30,000
Mhm.
chiles and
Mhm.
nueces and
Yeah.
all these things
Yeah.
to make this one sauce?
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Like almonds and chocolate.
Almonds and chocolate.
I'm like, how is this
So,
even?
like people really had time
right.
back then to experiment.
Yes, because it's so many different ingredients.
So, being that there might not be a difficult dish that you made, how about your most favorite dish, or maybe at least your top 3 favorite dishes?
My favorite dishes to make that I know will impress
Mhm.
anyone.
Yes. Let's say we're coming over and you're
Yes.
like, okay, I want to impress them.
Okay, it would be enchiladas verdes.
Oh my God, yes.
Those are down to
No
tea.
way.
Enchiladas
I'm hungry.
verdes.
Okay.
Pozole.
Oh my
I
God.
love pozole.
Wow, we love pozole.
But I also love pastas and
Okay.
like caprese salads.
Oh,
like
really?
yeah, I love
Okay.
pastas and then steaks. Like any
Mhm.
steaks.
Oh my God.
Con like like mashed potatoes
Uh-huh.
or like baked potatoes.
Oh my God.
With like loaded baked potatoes. So good.
These are all of our favorite foods.
And
Like you just hit us on the
So
spot.
you obviously make it from scratch, right?
Yes.
There's no box stuff.
No box stuff.
Mhm.
No.
Making sure, because
No.
I've seen stuff.
No, you can make pasta from scratch and all that stuff too. But then you also have to be mindful, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Pasta that's made from scratch is harder to digest.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why like store-bought pasta. As
Uh-huh.
long as you have good quality pastas, I'm not
Yes.
against it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
There
it'd
you
probably
go.
be okay getting the box stuff from like Sprouts.
Yeah. Or like from an Italian deli. I love
Mhm.
pastas from because then you know
Mm.
like it was made in Italy.
Yeah.
It has like
Right.
like fewer preservatives.
Right. They're
that
really
kind of
looking at their ingredients there.
Yeah, so when I
Yes.
go to the grocery store, I look at the ingredients list. I don't care about calories,
Mhm.
cholesterol,
Yeah.
protein, fats. I don't
It's
care
the
about any of that
ingredients.
because
That's
it really
smart.
matters if it's whole foods, if
Yeah.
it's natural, if it's
Right.
simple, right?
Yes.
So I look at the actual ingredient list
Mhm.
when I'm purchasing.
I love
So if I
that.
see a list of just enormous things, I'm like, this is
Right.
not for me.
Right.
Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You're so yes, you're a chef, but I know you also were in the beauty world. So
Yes.
you know, obviously your makeup is so beautiful.
Oh,
You're always
thank you.
cooking with your rings and your nails
Thank
and
you.
hair
I know.
did. I love this so much. So
I know I
beautiful.
have long nails and I'm
I
a
love
chef.
it.
And I'm like,
Yes.
I will not stop getting my nails
Oh
done.
my God. And talk
And
to
you
us about
should.
this. Yeah. Talk to us about this beauty world. It's a little bit different. Usually when you're looking at a chef, it's like they're very covered here.
Well,
I
it's
know.
it's not allowed for
Mhm.
safety and sanitary
Right.
purposes, but you also have to understand like if I'm getting criticized for a recipe that I did and my hair is down and my
Right.
nails
Yeah.
are long, I'm like I'm cooking for myself
Yeah,
in
right.
my home.
Exactly.
You don't see me in public.
Yeah, right,
you know?
right.
And obviously chefs we wash our hands a million times, like a
Mhm.
million. So even if we're doing something with no gloves,
Yes.
our hands are the cleanest
Yes.
out of anyone.
Right.
But yeah, I was a makeup artist. I went to
Okay.
school
Oh my God.
to
Yeah.
become a makeup artist.
No way.
Yeah, I think I was like pretty top of my class. Like when it
Okay.
came,
Love
I
it.
naturally had it
Mhm,
to do the makeup.
Yes. As you could
Um,
tell, everyone. As you could tell. You know.
Watch it look all bad, like on camera.
Oh my God. Right. We're like no.
So
No filter needed. No filter needed. Your makeup's amazing.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I did that for a while.
Okay.
But it wasn't profitable.
Mhm.
And it was very exhausting as well.
Mhm,
It
mhm.
was like a love of mine. But I think like I consider myself just an artist in general.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know, I can paint someone's face, I
Mhm.
can cook a dinner, I
Yes.
can decorate something. Like people,
Mhm.
I always think of people as like they're analytical or they're
Mhm,
creatives. Which one
mm.
are you?
I love
Right?
that.
There's people
I
that are
love
like
that.
hard finance people that are good
Yes.
with numbers
Right,
and
That's
right, right.
you, the creative.
Yeah.
yeah. And
Right,
then there's
right.
people that have like vision and they're like, oh no, but
Yes.
this and but that, but
Right.
that. So I consider
Yes.
myself a creative,
Okay.
like artist person, and that
Love
falls
this.
into everything in my life, right?
Same
So
here.
the makeup, the styling,
Mhm.
the food. But I'm always
Yes.
open to more. I think
Mhm.
we're sponges, and there's,
Yes.
like Gordon said, always be open to learn. There's infinite things to learn. And once you think that you got it down
Yes.
and you're the best one, you're in the wrong room. Time to move on to feel
Yes.
uncomfortable.
Oh my
And
God.
always grow. As soon as you start thinking you're hot shit,
Yes.
move on to the next room where people are actually like better and better. So it's like
Love
an
that.
evolving.
You
Wow,
have a lot of
powerful.
wisdom for your age.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Where's that rooted from?
I think a lot of experience.
Okay.
A lot of experience. I think I've been through so much.
Mhm.
I think I've always been a very naturally curious person.
Mhm.
I've always wanted to know why and what and why is this way,
Yeah.
and I've always asked a million questions. And you know, I have a life coach, and she helps me a lot through that. Whenever I feel stuck or whenever I don't have an answer to something or I feel like I'm not moving with grace, I'm not, because it's very easy to get worked up and talk to people crazy.
Right.
Every time I feel like I'm not moving with grace or I'm lost or I'm hopeless, I talk to my life coach, and she brings a
Okay.
lot of perspective into me. So I've learned a lot from her, from reading books.
Mhm.
So it just like falls into every part of me.
That's great, especially when
Yeah.
you have so many lines of work like you're
Yeah.
doing, from influencing to television to
Yeah.
chef to beauty. I mean,
Yeah.
all of this.
But I've
can take
also met
toll
a
on
lot
you.
of people in my life, right? Like, who would have ever thought that we would have met?
Right.
And now we're here now.
Yes.
And
Oh
we
my
hit it
gosh.
off.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, so like
yes.
meeting people, learning their business, what they do, how they move. Like, I just always see myself when I'm with new people or
Mhm.
people that are in different industries or very
Yes.
successful industries. Like, I'm just like a little mouse.
Okay.
And I just like to observe and
Love
I like
it.
to be like, okay, this is how
Yes.
this works, and
Yes.
oh, this is interesting, and
Mhm.
blah 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 blah, and just
Yes.
making connections. And you learn from
Mhm.
everyone.
course.
Everyone
Yes.
that I've known, I've always called them for something. How do you do this? How do you do
Yes.
that? And you're just always constantly learning from people. So your people are your biggest teachers
Yes.
So you're learning, you're asking
all the
questions,
time.
and
Always
you're
be
listening.
curious.
Always be curious. I love that. And I think one of the powerful things that you just said as well is sitting back and listening.
Yeah.
There are some people being interviewed on Rodeo right here down the street.
Oh, they are?
in
I saw
Beverly
a bunch
Hills,
of people down
right?
here.
Yeah, people get interviewed all day, and a lot of billionaires are out there, and they're getting interviewed. And I think one of the top things that they always say is step back and listen,
Yeah.
and be one of those people who listen, and then you can learn from that, and then
Yeah.
you can implement it
If you
yourself.
talk too much, it's kind of like, all right, well, are you even doing it? You should
Yeah.
build something.
Yeah. And I think the most successful people are very like timid and very
Mhm.
reserved with how they
Yes.
speak. They're never like, I do this and that and the
Right.
third. Like
Mhm.
they don't care
Yes.
about that stuff.
And speaking of listening, is this something that you take? Do you love hearing other people out? So when you're creating a dish, do you love like listening to like
Their
their
criticism?
criticism?
Of
Exactly.
course. Yeah, because it'll always make me better.
Okay.
Sometimes the criticism is just depends on personal preference.
Yes.
And that's understandable. But if there's something technically wrong with the dish that I could have done better, there's no point of putting my ego into it.
right.
Like, imagine Gordon was criticizing my dish and I'd be like, yeah, I think you're wrong.
Right.
He would have been like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of my
yeah,
show.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to be like,
Yes.
yes. Because
Okay.
he has all the skill and the experience
Mhm.
to also, like, I always say, get advice from people that you look up to and people that you'd want to be like. Don't get advice from like the crackhead down the street.
Right,
You know,
right,
like
right,
people
right.
that really have no
Your tia.
insight. Your tia that has been divorced 3 times. Like,
Yes.
don't ask them for advice.
Right.
Ask advice
Yes.
and listen to people that you look up to, that they have something that you
Mhm,
want to
mhm.
be like.
Right.
And that's, you know, who you should take advice
Right.
from.
And take the positive criticism.
Yeah, take what you need,
hmm
like channel it, and then go on your way and make it your own.
I love that, because me and Eli are totally critics. When we go to restaurants,
Oof,
we're pretty
I bet.
hard.
You're
We're like, you know, is this good or not? I had some family restaurants in my in my world, and you know, not anymore. But when we did, it was like now when I go to Mexican restaurants, it's so hard to like.
Oh, I'm
taste.
the harshest with
It's so
Mexican
harsh.
restaurants. The harshest.
Same here.
we're not
Same
gonna be
here.
here again.
Yeah.
And we're actually okay because you're a chef. We're actually going to be trying a certain dessert that we have.
Oh, yeah.
It's a dessert from right here in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
We won't say the name, you know,
Okay.
for today, but
We're not gonna-
we're not gonna, you know, we're not gonna
We're
be
not
on
gonna
that.
put them on blast.
Right. But
Are you guys trying it with me?
we'll
Yeah,
try it with
okay,
you. We're gonna try it
perfect.
with you.
Okay.
And so we want you as a chef to be able to tell us, because you are somebody that's tasting food all day,
Mhm.
you know, try this cake and kind of like tell us like if it's worth the price,
Right.
because this is like a little bit of a pricey
Oh,
cake.
and we should do like
you
a
know.
name the price. Like, how much do you
Okay,
think this
yes,
cake is?
let's do that. I want to know like all your thoughts on it. I want to know how much you think it is. I won't say it right now.
Oh my gosh,
And then-
I'm seeing it. It looks gorgeous.
Right?
It looks like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of James and the Giant Peach.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, it
it
does.
does.
Hey, you could pass that over to her, and then there's another one that me and Eli are gonna share. So, this one's yours. And okay, so I guess it's
Wow.
chocolate with a chocolate orange ganache on top. And can you explain to us what ganache is? Because I don't know.
Ganache is just chocolate.
Okay,
Yeah.
we learned something
Okay,
into
now
today,
we know
Eli.
it's just chocolate.
It's
Love
just
it,
chocolate.
Okay.
And forgive us if we're breaking your diet. early
Yeah.
in the
Oh
morning.
no.
You know.
Oh no, we
Let's
don't
do it.
believe in
There's-
diets.
Okay.
You're
We don't
the right-
believe in
you're the
diet.
right chef.
But
We don't
like-
believe in diets, right?
Take a bite first.
Okay, we'll
Okay,
go first.
should we
and talk
crack
about
it?
Yeah. Oh, is that what you do?
Yeah, crack
Okay,
the
so
top.
crack the top.
Okay.
Okay, it's a little bit cold right now, so maybe.
I think it's meant to be cold, isn't it?
So is this what? So again, you're the chef. So is
Mhm.
this what ganache is supposed to look like, or
Show
is
him
it
on the
supposed
other
to be
side so
more?
you can see the way it looks on this side.
Is it supposed to be more like creamy?
I don't know.
Right? I'm
Hold
not.
on. I'm not a pastry chef. so
Okay,
there's
okay.
a
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
a
All right, guys,
difference.
say goodbye.
So
Okay,
we'll-
okay.
we'll
But
try.
you have to do the whole thing.
Okay.
the
Oh,
way-
you're right. See,
Yeah.
I already
Yeah,
messed
see?
up.
Everything
Okay.
in its entirety.
So we have to get the
You
cake
enjoy
too.
food like I do.
Okay.
I'll
There you
Okay.
go. Okay. 1,
Ready?
2, 3. Hmm? Okay. Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good.
I mean, so let's
I
just
don't know
swallow
what this
that.
powder is.
Yeah. Okay. So I was expecting like orange, but
It has no orange.
I don't
Oh,
feel
very
orange.
subtly.
So guess this price. How much do you think this cake cost?
$17.
Okay. You are literally like right on point. I am not
Right.
even kidding.
It's $17.
It's literally $17.
Oh my god!
Oh my God! Like what the heck? Like I'm
Show
shocked.
me what's behind curtain number one.
right.
No.
Okay, so
Wow, this is so good.
The bottom, you can taste the orange in the bottom.
On the bottom.
This is where
Okay.
the ganache is. It's very thick.
yeah.
I think this is more of like a cream, some kind of
Mm.
cream situation on top. I don't know what this powder is.
Yeah, I'm not.
Um,
So I know you're not a huge on pastry chefs, but what would you do different to this cake to make it have like more flavor, I guess? Or
Mhm.
if you think it's perfect, like what would you do different?
I don't think it's perfect.
Right.
Um,
I agree. Sorry, but I agree for real.
sorry, not sorry.
Right.
I think it's an overwhelming amount of just like pudding-like texture,
Mhm.
like this cream.
Yes.
It's too much. It's really also more like aesthetic.
Mhm.
But this bottom tier is really good. The ganache is like really decadent and rich. I don't know. I like desserts that are like light and citrusy
Mhm.
and that have cake but have like there's no textural component here. It's all
Okay.
mush.
Got it.
It's all soft. So
Mhm.
like something crunchy
yeah, it's missing
and with
crunch.
something soft.
It's missing
Like a
crunch.
Twix bar.
Oh my God,
Oh, I
that
see.
would be so
That would
good.
be cool.
And I feel like for the price,
When you're done with it, I can.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like with
For the price. I mean it's but listen, I'm sure that is very hard to make. So
Right,
like it's
okay.
intricate.
Mhm,
It's like
mhm.
it takes a lot of work.
So if anything, it's more of like it has like
It's like an aesthetically pleasing kind of dessert.
But if you look at it behind the menu through a glass, it looks interesting to purchase.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
And it looks like it's gonna taste good.
Yeah, it's
Right.
good.
And
It has
Right.
its flavor.
I
It's
mean, I
good. You
enjoy
can
it.
you can
Mhm.
feel the citrus in the back of your throat.
Right,
So
right.
I'm developing a latte right now with a
Okay.
coffee
Oh my
shop.
gosh, no way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a viral like cara orange latte.
Oh my God,
So
no
it's-
way.
yeah, so chocolate and like orange and
We have
coffee
to
is
go
like
try
You're gonna have to
this.
try.
Oh
You
my
get
God.
when it's ready.
I'll make it for you.
Okay.
Well,
we're
yeah, in
gonna
Long
try this.
Beach, of course.
Okay.
I'm gonna have like a little pop up and everything. There's orange latte
Mhm,
that I
mhm.
made, and people are kind of like dumbfounded with the thought that orange and coffee go well together, but it really
Mhm.
does.
Mhm, mhm.
And so
Oh, it really does.
it really does.
Like it's good.
Like it's good.
Oh my
like
God.
they're meant to be together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like
We haven't
orange
had this.
chocolate or orange and coffee.
Mhm.
When I was on the show, when my mentor, Naisha, she made a chocolate lava cake, I told her grab the oranges because orange and chocolate goes well. And she was like, you're right. So that was like a part of the show that was so cute. I was like, she listened to me.
Love it.
So I made this latte. And we developed it in like the coffee shop, and then we were tasting how much orange do we want, because an overwhelming amount of orange we don't like, an underwhelming amount. So the way the guy explained it, when I tried it, I was like, I don't feel like it's orangey enough. I feel it more in the back of your throat after you're done drinking it than when you first taste it. He's like, you want it more forward than in the back. So that one's very in the back. That one doesn't slap you in the face with orange.
Right.
Yeah, you can, like, if someone didn't tell you, they'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What it
I
is.
taste that now. I taste like the orange in the back of my throat, but I guess because of the aesthetics of it, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna taste orange.
Yeah.
There's an orange on top. I'm gonna taste orange right away.
Yeah.
And obviously, the price being a $17 mini cake, you would think you're getting like tons of sweet and orange.
It's not like cloyingly sweet. It's like, it's still pretty light.
It is very light. So I mean, what would you rate the cake?
Out of 10, like, would I
1
get
to
it
10.
again?
Right.
That's kind of rough.
Right. I feel the same.
I would do like a 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I wouldn't get it, but I'm like a hard, like, creme brulee, tres leches.
Right.
Like,
the sweetness.
like, I like the light
crunchy.
vanilla-y flavors.
Yeah.
I'm more vanilla than chocolate.
Okay.
So this is down to a preference, because someone would think that's probably amazing if they love chocolate.
Love it. I love chocolate, and I'll be very honest too. I think I'm right there at a like 5.
Okay.
Only because I love chocolate, but it was too light, and I didn't get the crunchy like you said.
Yeah.
I was expecting the orange so much that I was
More
like,
potent. Yeah.
you know, I was like, okay, I'm ready for this like citrus, like you were saying as well, and I did not feel it. So
it's interesting when you hear someone, right? Because you're like, you know what, you're right.
Yeah,
That's actually true.
Right. When
A
you
lot
said
of
the
people-
crunch,
yeah,
I was like, I need
a
crunch.
lot of people can't describe it the way that they want to.
Mhm.
So me being someone that
I'm
is
glad.
around food, I'm
Yes.
like, okay, esto le faltaba.
Right. What do you rate it, Eli?
Probably a 5 as well.
Okay, so we're all right there.
So we're not buying it again.
We're not getting it again. We're not getting
We're
it
gonna
again.
save $17.
You know, right? Exactly. Or we can have chef make it for us.
So you were on the show. I believe it was recorded in Ireland.
In
Is that right?
Ireland.
So
Oh my god.
why? I'm more curious as why in Ireland when it's.
Not really. I think the first season was shot in Vegas.
Okay.
And then the second, third, fourth, they're doing a season 5 and 6 now, are shot in Ireland for budgeting. So
Okay,
everything
okay.
is a lot cheaper
Nice.
to do in Ireland
That is
than
so
it is here in
cool.
LA. I mean, LA is one of the most expensive cities in the world.
Mhm.
So it would be cheaper for them to fly you out
Oh
as their
my gosh.
producer than have it here
No
and pay all
way.
of the production fees and
Wow.
the space and the labor and to keep the lights on.
Mhm.
So
Right.
only for budgeting purposes.
That's
but also
amazing.
he's from Europe. So I
Okay.
think it's also like closer to home for
Mhm,
him
mhm.
than it is here in LA.
And you would never know the difference. Like I would never know that you were filming in Ireland. So-
Yeah. It's
you
not
know.
something they publicize, but
Mhm.
it's also not a secret.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So you did season 4. Is there a possibility you'll continue more seasons, or where's your next vice of what you want to do about in that?
That's a
film
good
industry?
question. So I don't know if you guys know, but my time on the show came to an end.
Mhm,
I got
mhm.
eliminated.
Yes.
Which
And
is
out of how many people? That way the audience knows.
out of 24 people, I placed 9th.
Okay.
So
Oh my
top 10.
god. Yes.
really
Let's
good.
go.
Top
We
10,
love this.
yes.
There you
So
go.
Very,
Top 10.
very proud moment.
Yes.
Um,
And congratulations.
Oh, thank
you know,
you.
that's amazing.
Thank you. I think next is just I want to do mainstream.
Mhm.
So I want to be able to have like a series on Netflix,
Oh
on
my
Hulu,
God.
on Amazon,
I see the
where
list.
like it's a full-on production,
Yes.
and I'm cooking as if I were in my home.
This is so
And
great.
we can go from there. I think
my
it'd be
God.
very entertaining to watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Because that's what I grew up with. I grew
Mhm.
up so many cooking shows, and now they're not like that.
Right.
Those don't exist anymore.
Yeah,
so I'm
you're
kind of
right.
like bring them
Oh
back.
my god, we need them back.
Yeah, where we would sit and
Mhm.
watch like Rachel Ray
Right.
make something for 30 whole minutes.
Yes.
And, or like Sarah Lee,
I
and
love
we'd be like,
those.
okay, writing
Right.
it down. Like,
And they kind of have their own style, like you, because you're your own personality.
yeah.
And I think that would be so cool to see you like on
Yes.
Netflix or Hulu with, you know, you walking out and you're looking so
Yeah.
beautiful, making sure your makeup, hair, nails,
Yeah.
rings are all on,
I would
dresses.
love to have a podcast,
Mhm.
but strictly with just food.
Oh my god.
Like you could, like, let's say I'm gonna invite Mike and Eve,
Right.
right? I'm like, come to my house. We're gonna shoot a podcast.
That is so
I'll be
amazing.
videographers there.
Okay.
But it's all interactive. So I'm
Mhm.
teaching you how to make something while I'm asking you questions about whatever.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Nobody is doing
Yeah, we were
this.
just
I'm
talking
Like,
trying to think of like who's done that. I feel like
only like the hot ones. The ones where they eat
With
the
the
hot
wings.
wings, but
yeah,
they're not
but
cooking.
he's not teaching
Right.
them. They're just
He's
eating
more
Yeah.
food.
And that's the
Yeah.
only one that I can think of right now.
Eating something.
I think the one that was the closest would be like Selena plus chef, Selena
Okay.
Gomez.
Oh, okay, okay.
Where she had all the cameras set up in her house,
Mhm.
and there was a chef that would come in and help
Mhm.
her cook, and they would go back and forth with like questions.
Right.
So that one was really fun to watch.
Mhm.
I
Was that
love.
more like reality TV? Was
I
it more like
think
that?
so. I think it was on HBO
Mhm,
or
mhm.
Blue. I can't remember.
Yeah, yeah.
But that one was really fun to watch.
Okay, I see this
But she's
vision.
a whole ass celebrity.
Oh my
so.
god, yes. Just like you though.
Not
We love
even.
it. Totally,
I'm not there
totally.
yet. No.
No, you are.
You're
Even
going to be that.
recently, how do you take the pressure of being like behind the camera when you are mainly, someone that is, very personable, because when you're cooking, that's very personal. You're not really thinking there's gonna be cameras on you.
Yeah.
But now you're in a world of, again, nationwide TV. You were just on one of the number one Latino podcasts in the whole entire
I was,
world.
yeah.
Like, how do you feel about being, behind the actual camera instead of like in the kitchen? Like,
You know what? I think after Next Level Chef, like, I don't get nervous.
Okay.
I think they had a million people on there. They didn't tell you what you were doing. You were kept in the dark, and there was 40,000 cameras on
oh
you.
my
And,
god!
and then you were on a time crunch
wow,
with a lot of pressure. I think once you do something like that, doing stuff like podcasts and like things like
It's
that,
all
you're just so comfortable.
Okay.
At least for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've already, like, because I wanted to throw up every single day. Like, it
Mm.
was like
Mhm.
so anxiety filled. So I think this is very casual. I think
Love it.
we can control, like, it's not like I have paparazzi on me. Like, it's
Mhm.
nothing like that.
Right,
That's
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
you.
I don't know
When
if
you're
I'd
showing
want
up to
that
an
for
music
me.
show.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do get recognized often,
yes.
which is interesting.
Lovely.
But I think it's always so sweet because
Mhm.
people
Yes.
are just like, "Oh my gosh, I
Yeah,
love you. I make your
okay.
recipes." And I'm like,
Yes,
"Yes, I love that you
wow.
make my recipes."
That is so lit. I love that so much.
So to shift a little bit into, we'll call this the dark side, right?
Right.
Yes.
So let's talk about maybe things that weren't so bright sometime in your career.
Mhm.
Was there ever a time, even if you have to go all the way backwards to even when you were younger, was there ever a time that perhaps things just didn't look so bright for you? Things that maybe you were just like, I'm putting the dishes away. I'm no longer going to do this. I'm done. I'm doing something different. Maybe a moment where you felt it was done. You were done with something.
We can backpedal to when I was younger, before I had my daughter, right? I think before I had my daughter, I was like partying all the time. I was like going out with the wrong people. I ended up getting in trouble, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore.
Mhm.
And then I got into a relationship, and then I got pregnant,
Okay.
and that relationship didn't work out. So I had to like maneuver, how my life was going to be. But
Mhm.
obviously it had to slow down because I had a daughter now.
Mhm.
And, you kind of psychologically put yourself in a position, I want to be a good example for my daughter. And so I think my daughter, in a way, saves me
Wow.
from all the chaos,
Yes.
because we were
Yes.
young. Like, I
Right.
think everyone has that phase in
Mhm.
their life where they're just partying, they're out
Right.
with their friends, they're
Been
doing
there
the
for sure.
most.
Yes.
And like it's repetitive. You could do
Mhm.
that every weekend,
Mhm.
and then
Right.
you really have no sense of where your life is going, or you're not like locked in and focused.
Yes.
So I think having a baby,
Mhm.
not that that's what I recommend people to do,
Right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
Right. Unless you're ready.
but I think she was like definitely like an eye-opening moment for me, and I was like, I want to be better for her. I want to be better for myself. I don't
Mhm.
want to be another statistic
Yes.
of like the Hispanic culture where
Mhm.
like everyone's living with their parents, no hace nada con su vida,
Mhm.
because being Mexican and Latina, they put a lot of pressure on you, and
right.
they don't believe in
Yes.
a lot of like the outlandish kind of dreams that you might have. They're
Mhm.
like, tú tienes que
Right.
look down y trabajar and
Yes.
have a regular job. And
Right.
so like overstepping that statistic and being like, no, esto es lo que
Mhm.
voy a hacer. This is
Mhm.
what I'm going to do. And you're
Mhm.
going to believe me, and you're going to
Yes.
support me. And now my mom, like, cause my parents are, they have a lot of tough love. They don't,
Yeah.
they never say like, you're doing so great.
Right.
Like, we're so proud of
Mhm,
you.
mhm.
Like, I can't believe you did this. They're always like very negative.
Okay. Yes.
And that's just who they are.
Right.
They're never going to
Right.
change.
Yes.
I
right.
love them for them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's my job, right, to be like, who cares what they're saying?
Yes.
I believe in myself.
Right.
And
right.
I'm going to do this.
Mhm.
And then everything else kind of like falls into
I love how
that.
you're so open about that because there's
Yeah.
so many people, especially in the Latino community. My
It's
first
very
used to be like that.
toxic.
It used to be, to me,
Yes.
and actually we both do the same because in the past we were always like partying, having a good time. And then you realize it catches up to you, right?
Yeah.
As you get older, you realize, darn, we have to
Yes,
deal
it
with it.
does.
It doesn't give you a right presence. People end up really criticizing you a little bit differently.
Mhm.
But then you're dealing with people that actually have no right to criticize you.
Yeah, because
So-
they're it's like, again, people you don't look up to. You're
Right.
you're accepting criticism
Mhm.
and defeat
Mhm.
from people that you don't wish you had their life.
Right.
And so, I love my parents, and this is something that we can openly talk about.
Yes.
But they might not be, the best support group for me.
Mhm.
And this is where you find it in other people.
Oh, that's
Um,
amazing.
And I don't hate my parents for that.
Yeah.
I don't wish they were other people
Right.
because I also think about this is also their first time in life too.
Mhm.
And they didn't have all the resources that we had. They didn't have life coaches. They didn't have books. They didn't go to school.
Very true.
They are just doing their best.
The best they can.
And I accept them for who they are. Sometimes when my mom is like pissing me off, I'm
Yeah.
like, she's just a little girl.
Yeah.
Deep down, there's like an
True.
unhealed child there
Yes, Right.
that I have to learn to be
Mhm.
like, okay.
Right. And I think we forget that sometimes where I was telling him, I was like, sometimes we don't think about this, but our parents were so involved in our own life that we're like, our parents, like, they get sad too, they go
Yeah.
through issues
But
too.
our parents
hide
come
it.
from the generation where they gave up all their dreams so that we
Mhm.
can have a better
Yes.
life.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Because I'm sure our parents had ginormous
Of
dreams.
course.
And they couldn't. Where did it
Mhm.
go?
Mhm.
It didn't
Mhm.
happen. So there's
Yes.
like a form of like resentment within
Mhm.
themselves, because they
Mhm.
had kids. Everyone was having
Right.
kids
Right.
back to back.
Right.
And so, yeah, like take it for what it is and
Very
then try to
true.
be better.
Yeah.
And then I think always space is a good thing. Not
Mhm.
being so heavily involved with
Mhm.
your parents.
Yes.
Space can create such a healthy relationship, at
Right.
least in the future.
Yeah, because I'm sure, like, being on, nationwide TV, you're
Oh yeah, they're
expecting-
living it up. They're
you
like,
know.
mi hija esto y mi hija el otro. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, pero cuando estaba allá,
Right.
you guys were blowing
Yeah,
up my phone,
right,
telling
right.
me, when are you
Yeah,
going to come back?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We need help over here.
Mhm,
Y todos
mhm.
los problemas.
Right.
But now that I'm on
Mhm,
TV, they're
yes.
like, oh, mi hija esto.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
you guys
Love
are
it.
so
All of a
fucking
sudden.
twisted.
Right.
So
And then you're like,
complicated.
okay, let me just go with this.
Yeah.
Like,
I was
okay.
like, I can't.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Mhm.
I do love the fact that, like, even if they don't openly tell me I'm proud of you,
Mhm.
they're doing it behind my back, like to everyone.
Oh, yeah.
They're like me, like
Mhm.
they say good
Mhm.
things about me
Yes.
when I'm not there,
Right.
and I think that's where it counts.
Oh,
Even if,
yes.
of course, I want it,
Mhm.
the verbal validation.
Yes.
But like, if I don't get it,
Yeah.
and they meet you and they're like, oh yeah,
Oh,
me,
yeah.
blah blah blah,
Right.
and you could see it in their eyes.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, those are good parents.
In all reality, they're like our biggest supporters.
Yeah, like
you know
on
what I
the
mean?
low, like
yeah,
low key.
right, low,
Like,
key.
they don't
low,
want you to
low key.
know.
Yeah.
They don't want to give you.
But everybody else knows.
They don't want to
Everybody
give you
else
their your flowers,
Yes,
but they're
right,
like,
yeah.
You're the first followers on your
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah,
I watch
they're-
Right.
yeah.
every single
You're like, I got a view, and it's their parents. You're like, okay, you know what? I'll take it. It's a win. It's a
It's
win.
totally different when my mom loves it. She's the first person to come. I'm like, oh my God. Just
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're like,
I
wait
love
10
it.
minutes. Wait 10
Wait,
minutes.
10 minutes, mom.
And it's beautiful, because that was going to be my next question is, what dragged you out of these hard times? And it's so amazing to hear you say that it was your daughter that actually bring you out of this.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people have different answers, and this one was a really beautiful answer.
Oh, thank
And
you.
so, and she's 6 now, you said,
She's
right?
6.
That's so beautiful.
She's
Oh
so
my
big.
goodness.
Well,
Love
you
that
have
so
like
much.
a great pathway going for you where you already know where you want to be in your future. You have this cafe in mind.
Yeah.
You're going to, I can already see the expertise of you having the matcha and the panes and everything, which I'm going to be the first one there, by the way.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you.
If we could just also reiterate what we were saying is that you basically came from, the back areas of Los Angeles, from nothing and being poor and, going through some hard times where you're partying and just not really knowing where you're going in your young world that you're living to, in 2 years, I mean, literally nationwide television shows calling you, not even needing an audition. You were just being yourself, upgrading yourself.
Yeah.
And in that time of you upgrading yourself, you're having you know, Gordon Ramsay reach out to you and these Fox, you know, television and, you know, being a single mom but still making
stop,
it.
I'm gonna
And,
cry.
you know, it's like
Stop.
I needed to like re-say all this because like people who are watching right now, like you could make it in just a little time of 2 years and you're living proof of that. And I'm about to cry.
Oh,
And I'm like,
thank
oh my God, like
you.
it's so
That's so
inspirational. So thank you for like spreading all of this information and what you went through because it really does help our audience. It helps us as
And there's a
individuals.
lot of women we've had that go through these struggles because obviously as a woman you have so many oppositions, especially the male world. It's mostly a male world.
I was gonna say, I was like, you know, society is built for men to thrive and not really women. Like we're more oppressed than men are. And so it's difficult to find like that light at the end of the tunnel and really, because to be successful and to be your own person, you have to low-key kind of be a bitch. You have to be like, I'm not gonna accept this.
Right.
These are my boundaries. This is what's gonna happen. And a lot of women tend to go back just to please, to be accepted.
Yes.
Because, you know, when you have that kind of mentality where nobody's gonna take advantage of me, nobody's gonna step over me, you're looked like a bitch.
Right.
And that's not great in society. So there's a lot of pushback when a woman wants to be independent and stand for what she believes in and all that kind of stuff. So just know that it comes with those difficulties.
Right.
It's not a walking door,
Yeah.
breezy for me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure a
yeah.
lot of men tell me like, oh, you're too this, you're too that, like, tú eres muy hablada, like, you know, and I'm like, I don't care.
Right. Exactly. I love this.
The world is small, and at the end, I was telling them we only need to please ourselves.
Yeah.
At the end, no one cares.
Yeah.
People are going to criticize no matter what it is. Even if you're the best person in the world, somebody's got something to say about you. Mostly bad. But you have to know how to empower yourself like you're doing with you, and you're keeping your daughter involved with you as a great mom. And you're just doing the best you can. And it's your own version of your own life. And at the end, you do whatever you want. No one tells you otherwise, right? And now you have a great supporter as a boyfriend that you have now that he will be there. And you go with him, and
even your ex-partner being a supporter, that's just amazing. But
Very
it all
supportive
came from, like you just said, being
together.
yourself.
From
Believing in
standing
yourself.
from standing in what I believe in,
Right.
not taking no for an answer, right? And being like my true authentic self.
That's so beautiful.
Right? And not apologizing for it. This is who I am.
Yes.
This is who you're gonna like.
Right.
O si no, te vas a la chingada.
Right.
That's her says, te vas a la, what was it?
Te vas a la chingada.
Y'all know what that means.
Right. And I know you.
We need to put subtitles.
Yeah, actually. And I know that you gave us a little bit about your 5-year plan, but this is one of our most interesting questions that we like to ask because it makes us really like see your visions and your future and everybody else.
And we're on to manifestation, so we can manifest with you. It only helps your power to go into the direction.
So what would be your 5-year plan? What actually is that? In 5 years, where are you going to be? I know you touched a little bit about it, but maybe a little bit more in detail.
Yeah, so 5 years, a cookbook.
Love
right?
this.
A cafe.
Okay.
Whatever that looks like.
I'm already walking in there.
Yes.
Do you have names for the cookbook or the cafe yet?
Yes, I
No
do have a
way.
name for
Oh my God.
for the cookbook.
No way.
But cookbooks take 2 years to develop.
Okay.
So like writing out the recipes. The cookbook is gonna be called Casita Blanca.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
And
yes.
I have this photograph of this very old, like beat down white home
Oh
with
my
like
God.
señoras coming into it with like holding tortillas.
No way.
Yeah, so my book will definitely be dedicated to all the women or men in people's lives that, you know, made dishes for you and can fill a special place in your heart, some kind of warmth or some kind of safety, because
my
it's really
gosh.
to them that, you know, it's not like you're going to be looking at a chef and you're like, this person made my whole life. It's your mom, it's your tia, it's, you know, your friend's mom, it's your grandma. Like, those are the women that I truly like love and want to empower. So it's going to be called Casita Blanca.
Oh my God. I literally can see the front cover already.
Yeah.
So that is so exciting.
Yeah.
You're honestly such we're fans now, but it was a delight to have you on our podcast. And thank you for being here even after La Platica. I mean, that's a really powerful podcast too.
And so it's going to be the cookbook. It's going to be the cafe.
The cookbook, the cafe. Hopefully by that time we're on mainstream media, so not social.
Yes.
We're on Netflix. We're
Right.
doing commercials. We're
Yes.
doing all the big billboard stuff, and
I
you know,
see this.
putting
Oh my
our
God.
sazon out there in the
Oh
world.
my God. I see this. Oh my God. I actually see you on the billboards. I see you on Netflix. Like, And I know you see all this too. So
Yeah,
that's what's so
I
amazing
do.
about it. Like,
Well, thank you guys for
Yeah.
having me.
Oh my
and
God.
honestly,
Is
this is so
it-
great.
Is there anything with that camera, but maybe you could share with your followers or our followers that maybe you could provide light to what they can do to maybe better their life? Maybe they want to be a chef. Maybe they are stuck in the space
Yeah.
where maybe you can give them some recognition and understanding.
The only thing that I can say is to always be authentic to who you are as a person. Never let anybody tell you different. And just to keep going. That there's always hope. Never lose hope.
love that.
I love this.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much for sharing this experience.
Yes.
Guys, you guys know where to follow her, Natalia Joy. And
Loves it.
you're not going to stop hearing from her. She's going to be cooking things up all the
Yes.
time. So
Love it.
super excited. Guys, thank you so much for spending the moment with us.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. We love you. Thank
Bye.
you.